8 Recommendations to prevent urinary infections. Urinary infections are conditions that happen because of an uncontrolled growth of bacterial and viral agents. These indicate a weakening of your immune system. This is because this system produces the antibodies necessary to control a microorganism attack. Their appearance brings with them symptoms like burning when urinating. Also, they cause changes in urination and, in some cases, fever and chills. This is a problem that can affect people of all ages. However, it mainly affects women. This is because the urethra is much shorter and makes it easier for bacteria to travel. While it tends to appear sporadically and subtly, failing to treat it can cause complications that can affect your quality of life. Because of this, it's important to learn to prevent it. You can do this by adopting healthy habits and putting some recommendations into practice that reduce the risk. See what they are. Wear cotton underwear. Even though most women overlook it, the fabric their underwear is made out of is important. This has a lot to do with their tendency to suffer from infections in their urinary tract and their intimate area. Using clothes with elastic fabric that don't have cotton at least in the area between your legs can be bad. This increases the accumulation of fluids and creates a perfect environment for bacterial growth. It's of the utmost importance that you choose underwear made with cotton. It should also be the right size. This is because if they're too tight, they can be harmful. Increase your water consumption. A large number of cases of urinary infections have dehydration as a main trigger. The lack of liquid affects the function of your kidneys. Plus, because you don't produce enough urine, microorganisms can grow much easier. This happens without taking into account that a lack of water causes an inflammatory response. This makes the severity of your symptoms worse. To avoid this, it's recommended that you drink at least between 6 to 8 glasses of water per day. Don't hold your urine in. Holding your urine in when you need to go for a few minutes can be harmless. The problem happens when you hold your urine in for a long time. This is especially true if you hold it in long enough to inflame your bladder. This situation is tied to the appearance of urinary infections. This is because keeping your urine in makes it easier for bacteria to attack. It's important to go to the bathroom every time you need to go, even if it's frequent. Avoid using scented products. To have good hygiene of your intimate area, It's not necessary to use scented products. In general, these are full of chemical compounds that change your pH level. This increases the possibility of bacterial and fungal attacks. Also, some affect the natural lubrication of your intimate area. As a result, this increases your risk of infection. Choose mild soaps that are made with natural ingredients. Avoid the use of talc powder, perfumes, or feminine deodorants. Limit your use of irritating foods. Eating too much of some foods can weaken your immune system and increase the risk of this kind of infection. This is due to the fact that it causes an inflammatory reaction in your tissues. This lets the bacteria grow without difficulty. Among these, it's good to mention spicy condiments, coffee and caffeinated beverages, alcoholic beverages, cold cuts, refined sugars, food with lots of salt. Urinate after sexual activity. After having sex, it's good to use the bathroom immediately. This is because the urine helps to remove some germs that get stuck in your urethra. This habit should even be adopted before and after having sex. This is because it prevents bladder infections. Avoid prolonged use of damp clothes. People who tend to suffer from urinary infections should avoid the prolonged use of wet swimsuits. This is because they make it easier for infectious germs to attack. All wet clothes that touch your intimate area can be a trigger for this kind of infection. Eat probiotic foods. Eating foods with probiotics on a regular basis is a healthy habit. This reduces the risk of infections and inflammatory problems. These foods are characterized by having an increased amount of live cultures. These allow them to neutralize the harmful work of bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Some varieties are natural yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, microalgae, pickles, miso soup, dark chocolate. Be sure to use all of these recommendations. This is because they prevent the development of these annoying infections. If you can't avoid them, try to treat them as soon as possible so that they don't cause health complications.